Hey everybody, this is Merrick coming at you not live with another action figure review, in air quotes, because this is not an action figure per se. No, this is a Star Wars vehicle I've been wanting for a long while, and as much as I don't like using this word to describe stuff like this ship was a grail. Or one of my holy grails for collecting. And what we have here is Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator, also known as the Scimitar, that was seen in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm not in my... I am in my usual space, which is not perfectly set up for this. But this is kind of such a spur-of-the-moment thing that I wanted to talk about the ship now. So this might be the first in what will be when I have a better space to do my little figure reviews or whatever you want to call these discussions. I'll be able to do them more on vehicles and stuff like that. But I just wanted to talk about this now since I managed to find one in complete condition. Now, I don't have the box on hand at the moment, but we're going to talk about some little bits of discrepancies and such as that as we get along with this. So, first things first, I just want to talk real quick. The reason why I've wanted this ship for such a long time is because I'm a fan of the Jedi Starfighters. More specifically, the Delta 7 Starfighters that the Jedi flew in Episode 2, as well as actually a lot of like the Clone Wars era sort of stuff. Note, this is not the Delta 7B from the 2008 series. I do not like that ship design, and that's only because and that's really only because the droid socket in the center, and it does not look as sleek and as like streamlined as that. So the thing about the Sith Infiltrator here is that I think that this is the perfect sort of counterpart to that ship in terms of both play value and in just display. It's not super accurate to the movie because the one in the movie was much larger. Honestly, because what this ship is, it's a modified Star Cruiser, or Courier, I should say, right? And in the movie, it's about as big as a small freighter. Meanwhile, the vehicle here from Hasbro is about the size of a starfighter. So you can have so if you really want to, you can have this thing sort of dogfight the Jedi Starfighters if you so choose as like a display option, or fuck it if you want to play with your toys. That's what they're made for, after all. So to go over this real quick too, let's talk about some play features. So first things first, as with all Star Wars vehicles, this right here is an open canopy. Hold on. I'm trying to do this on camera real quick. This is not the first time I recorded this. The first time I recorded this, it was a lot more messed up. So, hold on. It's hard to credit. Gotta try to like kneel and see this. I'm not like in my usual seat. So, it's also, I should say, this is kind of hard to open. So as you can sort of see there, that opens up like so, revealing a seat. And this is not accurate to the interior. Because remember, this ship is supposed to be like a lot bigger. And actually, hold on, if I can get this just right. Right here underneath the engine, this is the exit door for if it was as big as a freighter. So yeah, you sort of see about that big, right? And because of that, you can seat a Darth Maul figure right inside. So, let's give this a shot. I have with me the actual Darth Maul that came out when this vehicle came out, which is sort of a I don't know if this is I don't know if this is like 100% a new figure based on the Episode 1 figure, or if it's a retool of it. There we go. He fits right in there perfectly. And I do like the mechanical detailing on here. Like, see right here, all of, like, the greebling and shit on the inside. There's no stickers that came with this vehicle, which is great, so you don't have to really apply anything. So that's a step up from the fucking, all the Jedi Starfighters I have. Every single one of them needs stickers. But this, no, you're ready to play right out the box. So, here he is with Darth Maul inside. It's not much heavier, but let's talk about some other play features. So, real quick, let me demonstrate. The wings open up. Well, more so these S-foils, like so. This is actually the flight mode, and this is when it's engaged in the movie. So we actually see the ship sort of like flying around like that. And I really do like the engines in the back too. They're very well painted to resemble the movie nicely. The nice little green, like, engine lights and exhaust and whatnot. Just gonna grab something else. Just gonna grab the Jedi Starfighter real quick too, just to point out something else later. And also, as per the usual, here's the landing gear. Again, not accurate, but it works what it does. And these actually work very well for landing gear. Though, you might want to close these up and whatnot when you're gonna land and whatnot. So there is still some, like, hand action. It's not really, all-inclusive in when it comes to the button pressing to activate the wings and such. So, landing, take off, boom. And continuing on from there, we have some firing missiles, as you can sort of see there. Now, on the box and in the instructions, I just want to point this out real quick, right? There's another set of guns. We'll get to that in a bit, because that's actually going to be kind of fun to show off real quick. But these missiles, right? On the instructions and on the box, these do not go here. These are for different missile launchers. But the reason why I have these there, we'll see in a bit. But let's give these missiles a shot, shall we? I'm probably going to have to fire them off camera, but unfortunately, Jar Jar's going to have to be a target. Come on. Be a good target for me, buddy. Here we go. Let's give this a shot. Okay, Jar Jar. Kiss your sweet Gungan days goodbye. Pew! Oh, I missed. Yep, good thing we got another one. Hold up. Pew! Yeah! Nice! Bullseye, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So let me just load those up again real quick. Easy in, out. This is a little spring focusing. And actually, what's kind of interesting, too, these aren't really normal buttons where that would go. These are actually little switches that you can, like, you know, fling in and out and whatnot. I'm going to set up Jar Jar again real quick, because I'm going to need to, unfortunately, use him for another strafing attack run real quick. I'm going to close the wings just to be a little bit easier. So the other cool play feature I wanted to talk about, I might as well talk about real quick with the Delta 7, too. So all Delta 7 Starfighters from the Hasbro toy line feature this play feature. Push the button underneath the cockpit, the wings open up, and the, whatever you want to call these, pop off, and, you know. This is a assault mode. So, this is actually canon to Star Wars, at least, like, pre-Disney and pre-2008 Clone Wars. Most Delta 7 Starfighters that actually existed during the Clone Wars could do this. Because this is a late stage modification. I believe CC10 worked on this, if I remember correctly from the lore. So this is not entirely lore inaccurate. So, because I said the Sith Infiltrator is the counterpart to the Delta 7 Starfighter in terms of like toyetics and whatnot, right? The the Scimitar, or the Sith Infiltrator, whatever you want to call it, has a similar play feature, though it's not as intuitive as the Delta 7s, and let me explain why. So, unfortunately, as you can sort of see, there is no button to really do this type of shit, so what you kind of have to do is there's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. See how this is kind of like splitting down the middle again? This is not super accurate, but you kind of have to, there we go. The wings open up like so, and it's sort of, it kinda, I don't know what this reminds me of. It's like a, it's like one of the missile boats from, Empire at War. Both the Empire and, the Zan Consortium can get them, if I remember correctly, but they have to, like, steal the design or something. Anyway, so this is the ship's super mode, and we have 2 more missile-firing cannons right in there, and the switches for those, these aren't buttons, these are switches, by the way, too, similar to the other ones, are right here on each side. Now, fair warning, I've had this happen to me a couple of times. If you're not careful with pulling these apart, one of them will jut out farther than the other, and if they get stuck like that, you're gonna have to use some force to make them go, like, fully open like this, and the sounds it makes are not good, and I'm afraid that can break the mechanism. I'm not sure why they didn't put a button for a spring-loaded release, but I think it might have to do with the fact that this doesn't stay in fully, and this is all, kind of like a gappy piece of mess, somewhat. But I still love this anyway, because just look at this. And now here's where the other thing comes on. So these missiles, right, again, on the box and on the instruction, these missiles are supposed to go in here. But there's a problem with that. The clearance is not good for these little greeble wing bit things. So these will, like, bop into those. So that's why I offered to put those in there and whatnot. So it's better off if it fits well and I can actually do this. But let's give these super mode missiles a try. Alright, Jar Jar. Say your prayers. I'm going to see if I can fire both of them at once. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that almost fell. Ah, well, I didn't fire them both at once, but here we go. Number 2, here it comes. Yeah! Bullseye, second time. These aren't as powerful as, like, the tinier missiles, though. In terms of, like, speed. I guess it's just the length of them and maybe, like, the plastic density? I'm not sure. But, anyway, to just seal it up. And it fits right, good glove. So, I think that pretty much sort of settles it, really. I fucking love this ship. It's not the best. It's not the most accurate. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. Whoop. That's a problem I've never seen before. Funny that happens on camera. But there's no way in hell we can actually get, like, a movie-accurate version. The ship is too big, and with the recent price hikes in terms of, like, Hasbro Star Wars vehicles, there's no way. There is no way that we'll get something like this for, like, a decent price and whatnot. Sorry, Jar Jar. God. Though, but, this is a good remembrance of a better time for the Star Wars, hunting and collecting and whatnot. And I got this for a great price, too, so I can't complain. lesser than a fucking, vintage collection vehicle price nowadays. So, really, this is a great little toy. And I miss getting vehicles like this. I miss these things for, like, really good shit. But yeah, nah, like, what else can I say? This is a grail. This is something I've always wanted, and I finally got it, and I'm happy. It makes me very happy to have this ship in my collection. So that being said, it's gonna be a while before I do another one of, like, these vehicle videos, because this not the most ideal space for this type of stuff. And to be honest, my equipment to put up for recording that holds my camera and shit is not good. I've had a lot of technical difficulty setting this up and whatnot. But in the future, and when I get some better space, we'll see some more of these, hopefully. Hell, I'd love to do, like, a whole, well, even though I did show off some of the play features of the Delta 7, I would like to do a whole sort of, like, mini retrospective on the Jedi Starfighters, because they're one of my favorite Star Wars vehicles, and I'm almost done collecting all the ones I've wanted from them, so hell, just basically all the Delta 7s and some of the cooler color variants of the Eta-2 Actus, which is the ship from Episode 3. But I digress. The point is on the Scimitar. And to see a lore-accurate Scimitar in the future, kind of impossible. But just having this and having my Darth Maul being able to sit inside of this ship, I want to get the rest of Darth Maul's gear. I want to get the little probes. I want to get the blood fin. I just... Just having this... It's just like when I collected the Max Rebo band from a while back. Just having this it's given me the energy to want to try to finish, like, the Darth Maul stuff. He's not my favorite Sith in the world. He's not, like, the greatest Star Wars villain in the world, but he is voiced... Well, he was played by a very funny comedian. But either way, he's not the greatest villain in the world. He's not the greatest freaking, like, Sith in Star Wars. But he's the most complete in terms of how we kind of, like, saw him and whatnot. Episode 1 just completed his arc as a weapon, and we got to see all of his cool shit in that movie, so... Hell, just because, like, just like I did with the Max Rebo band, which got me back into getting stuff for Jabba's Palace, maybe I'll be able to find the blood fin for cheap. I know it came in a few battle packs and whatnot, so maybe I can find it loose. With very with hopefully very, like, light, paint problems, hopefully, but we'll see. Either way, I'm glad to have this, and I hope I find some little probe droids to go with this, too. I'd like to make, like, a big old Darth Maul display for it. Suits it well, and hopefully we'll see in the future what that holds. But, anyway, guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Merrick, out. Peace.